On Sunday, Derek X did a pretty good job salvaging parts of his game. There's still one big problem, but that one big problem is hurting his own game right now, too. The key to Derek X's success this week has been those pesky jokers because he has been able to really handle Brittany very well. Honestly, outside of Azza and Derek F, he's definitely done the best job with Brittany, taking her into this plan, making her feel a part of the plan. And today, I mean, there was help. He had help today because we'll get to Kyland in a second. But also, obviously, Derek X and Azza already have a pretty good relationship. They could do a lot more game talking. They should be doing a lot more game talking. And then even a good talk with Derek Frazier. But because Derek X got the Joker's numbers, well, got the Joker's as numbers, that is what has truly helped him this week at least salvage parts of his game. But it was Kyland who went around today to the cookout to let them in on the plan, at least the members that did not know, like Xavier, Azza, Derek, Frazier. And just when I start to count Kyland out and think Tiffany's getting the upper hand, he definitely proves me wrong. Because the fact still remains, in my opinion, Kyland's social game is way better than both Tiffany and Xavier's. And it was proven today. I said just yesterday, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but I talked about how Kyland was starting to lack in watering his plants, which is, going around to his many alliance members and talking to them, really letting them in on things. But today, that's what he did. And it just took one day to make me see once again that this is Kyland's game to lose. Because Tiffany's anger towards Kyland is just really ridiculous sometimes. Like she's always plotting on him, but he's really has not been plotting on her yet at all. And the other thing is today, Tiffany, the self-proclaimed not emotional player, had crying breakdowns twice. One was about math, but the other one at least was more of a reason because she's sad about how she's going to have to cut Derek X in the future. But that brings me to all of these cookout members. It's bringing me joy that they're all having breakdowns this week after all the flack they gave Azza and Derek F when Brittany was first on the block. Now with Sarah Beth on the block, Kylan's had to do a whole lot to save her with her playing so stupidly. And then now Xavier, now that he knows the plan and that Christian is going to be the back door, he is still trying to save that showman's and really going overboard with it. Because the more he tries to save the showmans from going up on the block, the more the cookout members are going to see that he wants one of them to go on the block because that is their alternate for Derek X to put on Derek F. So it's really showing me that Xavier might not have the skills to adapt to this game if it's really hitting him this hard that Teams is over and he needs to realize it. It also doesn't help Xavier that he doesn't know that Sarah Beth has been in on the plan and she's kind of just playing along with it. So he thinks that it's going to be him, Alyssa, and Sarah Beth after this taking a shot at Derek X. That is the big problem with Derek X's plan, is that Xavier is pissy, even though he has no right to be, and other people in the cookout are recognizing it because Xavier has 2 to 3 people. Because the cookout plan that Tiffany came up with, allegedly, is that she has Claire, Kyland has Sarah Beth, Hannah has DX, and Derek Frazier and Azza have to both basically share Brittany. And then Xavier, though, has the rest of the Kings. So his stubbornness to let go of Christian is killing him right now for sure. He definitely had a bad day. That's why I think Kylan is back in control because he just has the best bonds overall with Cookout members because he lets Cookout members in on information. They're supposed to be an alliance. And, even though they don't get to talk in a room all together, it's good that he goes around talking to them. But it does make me happy that they're all struggling with this now because of the fact they gave Ozza and Derek F. And it's good for Ozza and Derek F that they had to already go through this and now they're used to it. Because Kylan and Xavier had it bad these last couple days, doing too much to try and save their outsiders. And it hasn't hit Tiffany yet. It's not going to be pretty when it happens to Tiffany. As she keeps showing, she's definitely very emotional in this game. So especially I think it's going to hit her more when it's Derek X, if Derek X is ever on the block. But it's also going to hit her if Claire's ever on the block. And she's going to have a struggle. But speaking of Tiffany, she did finally come around to at least start helping Derek X again rather than plotting against his plan with Claire and Hannah like the night before. Tiffany is back on board that Christian needs to be backdoored. It didn't help that Christian and Alyssa had this whole conversation with Tiffany about their next targets, and it's people Tiffany doesn't want targeted. So, stupid of the showmans, but they don't know better, really. But with all the spiraling Tiffany does, I won't be surprised if there's a long time between Monday and Thursday. If Christian and Sarah Beth are on the block together to want to shift the votes back to Sarah Beth, I'm sure Tiffany will spiral about it at least one more time. Now for everybody saying Ozza doesn't play enough, Ozza doesn't do enough. Be careful what you wish for because Ozza today showed she is a sniper. In her conversation with Kylan, when Kylan was doing his rounds of the cookout, Ozza made sure to tell Kylan that Tiffany is basically telling them different things because the night before, Tiffany, Claire, Hannah were going around to Ozza, Derek F, about how they need to target Sarah Beth. But she was telling Kylan that she's on board to get Christian out. So Kylan now saying, thanks to Ozza, that Tiffany is, doing the most per usual. And now Kylan and Derek Frazier want to start fact-checking Tiffany about the information they give them. So Tiffany continues to have a sloppy week. And just when I thought she was starting to get the upper hand over Kylan, it ain't so. It is not so because she is sloppy. And the best thing for me is that if Sarah Beth becomes the target again somehow, if Xavier keeps trying to push to save Christian as his, I guess, meat shield or as the guy he wants to use to take out Derek X, or if Tiffany starts spiraling again and wants to target Sarah Beth because of Kylan, the beauty of the week is, guess who has all the power voting this week? Say it with me, the Jokers. The Jokers hold the power this week. Wherever they go, that's who's getting voted out because they are a block of 3 right now. Let me do the right number. 3 right now. So, and you only need 5 votes this week. So, if they really somehow Xavier and Alyssa were to convince the Jokers to vote out Sarah Beth, it ain't going to happen that way. Then Sarah Beth would be going. But the Jokers and Derek X solidified a lot today. Anything could happen. Anything could change. The team everybody underestimated is in that great position this week. Could change next week for sure. They got a lot of work to do. But as it stands, with the Kings falling apart, the Queens trying to one-up each other between Tiffany and Kylan, and then the aces being just Derek X and Hannah, then it just leaves the Jokers to play the middle right now, and I love it. Anything that pisses off this fandom is great to me. because this fandom just always wants to circle jerk each other and have the same opinions like sheep. I will give Sarah Beth some credit, even though I think that if there's the only person that could fuck up the plans this week and have Sarah Beth get voted out this week is Sarah Beth herself, because she always just does and says the wrong fucking things. So all Sarah Beth needs to do the rest of this week really is nothing. She needs to just do nothing, zip the mouth, let the week go smooth, and let Christian get voted out. Because when she actually tries to play, she plays terribly. And that's why she's such an easy target going forward, most likely. But overall, that's all I really have today. I don't have as much time as I would like to really talk about things. But to sum it up, the Joker's having a great week. Derek X has salvaged a lot of his game, but Xavier wants him out sooner rather than later. But will Xavier have the balls to take him out himself? I mean, Xavier had this conversation with Derek X about he hates when people don't have the balls and they have to use someone else to take out someone for them. Well, we'll see if he has the balls to, not play his safe little game and take a shot at Derek X. Because I'm seeing right now that when the control Xavier thinks he has is shook, he doesn't do a very good job handling it.